Right, let's bring in Ramzy Baroud, who is a senior research fellow at the Centre for Islam and Global Affairs at Istanbul Zaim University, and he joins us now from Seattle in Washington. Great to have you on the programme. Ramzy, is there anyone that can hold Israel to account?
Well, yes, the Palestinian people and the resistance can and will hold Israel to account. This is really the core of the issue here, is that the Palestinian people are resisting, as any nation that is undergoing this kind of violence, racism, apartheid, and military occupation should be behaving like. So yes, that's really the issue here. And the other thing, the international community can hold Israel to account if there is enough solidarity with the Palestinian people worldwide. We can't expect neither the White House nor nor Brussels nor any Western government to come and take a moral stance for Palestine. We know that politics do not work this way, but as was the case in South Africa, that ended apartheid in that country, shall be in Palestine, where there is enough international solidarity with the Palestinian people, enough people raising their voices in protest against this ongoing injustice that Palestinians are undergoing every day, not just as of today, not as of yesterday, or what's going on in Sheikh Jarrah. This has been going on for years and years.
Ramzy, but that's the point. It has been going on for years and years. How does this stop? And who from the international community? They're all saying for this to de-escalate, but exactly how?
Well, that's the fact is, the issue is being perceived to be a conflict between two equal parties that requires a degree of de-escalation. I mean, just look at this language. And I'm sorry, but even TRT in its earlier report, as much as I love your channel, they are kind of all falling into this trap of mainstream media language. This is not a conflict. It is a nation that is under military occupation, and it's demanding its freedom, demanding the end of apartheid, demanding it's the end of the siege on Gaza that has been going on for 15 years, demanding the end of the ethnic cleansing. We can't equate between the aggressor and the aggressed upon, between the victim and the colonizer and the aggressor. In this case, it is Israel. So this is not an issue of a temporary escalation of violence where we need to take things back to the way things were. The way things were is a permanent state of military occupation.
Okay, so that underlying issue, that underlying issue, and we've also heard Human Rights Watch a few weeks ago using the word apartheid. How much pressure then, you're in the US right now, is there on President Biden to change what's there permanently,
right.
And for this the cycle not to repeat again, as you mentioned?
Right. So this is what we need. Right now, the Biden administration is waiting. Of course, they reproduce the same old position. Israel has the right to defend itself, and Israeli citizens need to live in safety, and so forth and so on. But they need to be pushed out of this box, this limited thinking on the issue. The issue is not Israel's security, but the security of the occupied people. So in order for that to happen, more and more voices need to be raised, along with the Human Rights Watch, along with the Israeli rights group B'Tselem, that, to its credit, was before Human Rights Watch in its description and depiction of the situation in Palestine, not just the West Bank and Gaza, but the entirety of Palestine, historic Palestine, and today's Israel, to be a state of apartheid. This has to be mainstream thinking. When this becomes mainstream thinking, there will be serious pressure. Remember, in the case of South Africa, apartheid did not just end willingly. It ended because of international solidarity and pressure. And the United States and London and Israel were the last three countries in the world that continued to support apartheid regime until its final days in power. The same thing will happen in the case of Palestine. So we can't be expecting the Biden administration to do anything. We should expect the international solidarity movement, civil societies, human rights groups, celebrities, media, people all over the world to take a moral stance on Palestine until Israel is forced to change its behavior and its criminality that is going on in Palestine as we speak.
Ramzy Baroud, I'd love to speak to you for more time, but we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your analysis and your time.